have you guys right over here again. So we already talked about a couple things. First of all, regardless of where you're putting that golf ball at, whether you play this ball back in your stance, you play it more towards the middle, maybe just slightly ahead of center, we're going to have a little narrower stance. Okay, we don't want to have a stance that's too wide, because we have a stance that's too wide. When we play a shot like of this length, we'll get a little bit too shallow. The tendency is to blade the golf ball just a little bit there. So we want to narrow that stance just a little bit. Okay. I did mention earlier about our weight. We want to keep that weight on our left side towards our target. Very, very critical, because no matter what shot we are playing, that club has to move down just a little bit. Okay, so we want to keep our weight there. That'll ensure that that golf club is traveling down to strike that golf ball. Okay, that puts my hands just in front of the golf ball, doesn't it? So that's going to be a key. Whether I'm playing this shot with dead wristed, whether I'm going to hinge it coming back and hold it going through, or whether I'm going to hinge it going back and kind of release going through just a bit. The common thing is that the hands get to the golf ball first. Got to have the hands back to the golf ball first. If we don't, if our hands stop moving somewhere back here, just as if we're playing an iron from the fairway, we tend to get a little flippy back here. We're going to catch it either fat or we're going to catch it real thin. Chances are you probably won't make direct contact. So the golf ball is somewhere from the back foot up to the front foot. Got our weight forward and our hands ahead. Now we're in a position to play any type of shot we want to play. The next key is besides getting our club face lined up square. You guys are intermediate golfers. You know that we got to have that face square. We want to make sure that the path stays along our target. Okay, we're not making a big swing where that club will actually travel inside and then come inside out and inside again. This is a shot that's pretty much more straight back and straight through. Okay, this is just a little quarter swing or whatever. So we want to make sure that that club head is always moving in line with our target when we play that shot. The next thing we have to do is we have to make sure that we take the time to read this shot. Okay, because this golf ball will eventually get on the green and start rolling like a putt. We need to make sure that we've read the proper amount of break in this shot. Okay, if I'm playing down to that far pin down here, I have to know that green is going to break just a little bit. So my target isn't that pin, my target is wherever that ball is going to break to. So I'm going to aim just a couple feet outside of there. Play this shot, it should funnel right back in. I'm not going to swing it at the target. I'm going to swing it, or at the pin, I'm going to swing it on my target line, which is a couple feet outside of that pin. Get on over the hill. Almost, but notice I was a couple feet to the left, right where I needed to be. But even on a short shot like this, if this shot was going to break a couple feet, I'm not going to aim right at the flag. I'm going to aim where that ball is going to break at. I'm going to pick the high point and let that ball break back into the hole. That's where the club will move. See, it's not going to break that much, but so we need to keep that in mind too. We want to read these as a putt, especially if we're playing the shot with no wrist that's going to roll a lot more than it's going to fly in the air. Any questions on anything so far?
Sort of a silly. You're trying to make every shot that you're chipping. Yes? You're just trying to get in position for a putt? Or?
It depends. If my ultimate goal is to get it up and down from right here. Okay, now there are some, maybe to this one right here where there's no flag. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward chip, pretty level. Yeah, I would say I'm probably going to try and make that one, knowing that if I miss it, I'm only going to miss it by hopefully just about a foot or 2 feet. But yeah, I'll take dead aim at that one there. Try and make it. Now again, it's right there where I'm just going to walk up and tap it in. So now if I'm going down to one of the other ones down there where I have ridges and things like that, no, I'm not trying to make that because I have a tendency to get a little too aggressive with it, and you know, then you could leave yourself trouble coming back.
What you're doing.
All right. Any questions on playing like a little type of chip shot? A lot of different ways we can play this shot.
Practice, practice, practice.
Practice, practice, practice. Let me pause this real quick, and then we're going to talk about pitch shots.